Welcome to the 2012-2013 Opening Day Gathering. I would like to welcome everyone joining us for the first time. So with all the new faculty and staff, please stand so that we may welcome you to our KUTZTOWN University family. We have members of our Council of Trustees here with us this morning. This committed group of individuals spends countless hours guiding and supporting our university. I would like to introduce them at this time. I ask them to stand up and please hold your applause. Mr. Richard Orwick, Chairman of the Council, Ms. Ramona Turpin, and our newest member to the Council, Mr. Thomas Heck. Thank you always for all your help. We are also joined this morning by the leaders of the Senate and our bargaining units. I want to ask each of them to come forward and share a short welcome with you. Dr. Quinn contacted me this morning. Something came up and he's not able to be here this morning with us. He apologizes and says that he will email faculty his remarks this afternoon. So please welcome Mr. Ray Dunkel, Jr., representing AFSCME.
Good morning, faculty, staff, and students. My name is Ray Dunkel. I'm president of AFSCME Local 2234. The officers, executive board, and myself welcome you to the 2012-2013 school year. The executive board meets every month for an hour before the general membership and also meets once a month with management to discuss your concerns. We ask that our full members join us every third Monday of the month at Janelle's Catering in Bowers at 7 p.m. The food is on us. During these tough economic times, we want our members to know that we hear and understand your issues, and we also are affected by the same problems you are and are doing our best to address your concerns. This past year has definitely been one of change, and like many individuals and corporations, we are affected by the current economy situation. We have tried to keep the impact of those changes to a minimum and not to disrupt the workings of our members at KUTZTOWN University. This is a time where the students, the universities, and the employees must come together to fight for the injustice of cutting the budget of higher education. We must make them see that the youth of this world are the country's next generation of our leaders, and they need to realize that by cutting the funds to higher education, we are destroying our own future. No matter what it is, it's always a trickle-down effect, and the worker is the one who's going to pay the higher price for food, clothing, and their education. This country is going to lose way too much, and we are going to end up being a third world country that we, the United States, have been trying to protect and build. Please join us as we work together and let our legislators know they must go back to the drawing board and look at other cost-cutting measures, which may also include themselves and their own perks. Thank you. We continue to look forward to working with the faculty, staff, and students here at KUTZTOWN University over the next school year and strive to continue to the high quality and service to the best of our abilities, and which can also be achieved by working together and respecting each other. In closing, I just want to encourage us to work better together, and thank you for allowing me this time to speak.
Thank you, Ray. By the way, there's plenty of seats here in the front if you want to move forward. You don't have to be standing up the entire time. As I invite Fran Cortez Funk to present her remarks, I would like to note the sudden passing earlier this month of Mr. Mark Kornfeld, KU SCUPA PSEA representative. We know Mark served the members of PSEA for more than 41 years and was an advocate for public education. His presence will be missed. So, Frank.
Good morning, everybody. For people that are administrative professionals here, I think the last time I was in front of a bunch of people, I was doing some Happy Friday dance, if you remember. I guess I've grown up. Good morning, everybody. My name is Frances, and I'm a proud member of the State College University Professional Association. This morning, I do not stand before you as an individual, but a symbol of collective voices. I am proud because we are actually engaged members here on campus. We have all stepped up to leadership roles. KU SCUPA has a full executive board. We also have active members who have stepped up and agreed to serve on campus committees. I am now asked, when a meeting is called, Fran, who are you sending? And that's a great, that speaks to our collectiveness. Members are knowledgeable about their collective bargaining rights and also the bargaining unit work. We developed a relationship with the university that is cooperative in nature. We embrace transparency, and we believe in developing well-informed members. We also value and speak and talk to our other union leadership here on campus. You can find us all over campus in the following offices, and I hope my list is complete or I'm going to get an email. We are in the bursar's office, we're in financial aid, admissions, ResNet, Multicultural Center, GLBTQ Center, the Women's Center, the Small Business Development Center, Student Involvement Services, Client Services, ADA Services, Housing and Residential Services, Academic Planning, Recreation Services, Athletic Services, Career Development, Health Promotion Services, Alcohol and Other Drugs, and also New Student Services. This week I met with our members earlier this week, and when we used this forum, I asked them, what do you want me to say? In order to reflect that we are collective voice. This is the list they gave me. They gave me a list last year, I get a list this year. In the past year, many SCUPA members have pulled up their sleeves and through their dedication have worked endlessly with added duties and responsibilities, and also working in an environment where we're feeling the pain of reduced resources. We lost members during the summer of 2011, but we moved forward, and we did our part as a KU community. We continue to work hard to meet best practices. We were relieved this summer to learn that we were not going to lose any SCUPA positions, but we also urge administration, in order to meet the needs of students, it is critical to fill vacant positions, because not only SCUPA, but other bargaining units and administration here on campus is functioning in many offices that are understaffed. Our members have recently exercised their voice in a most recent state SCUPA election. I made a decision to run for SCUPA Vice President, and with the support of the engagement of our members here on campus and other members throughout the Pashi school system, I am now the new Vice President-elect. And what we have learned when you thank you. And I'll be starting my term in September, and what I have learned so quickly is that when you step up to a vice president position, our president is going to be taking a medical leave. So not only am I the VP, but I get to be acting president of the state SCUPA system. So, wow, that's reality. And I keep telling Larry, come back. I hope he ends up healing and coming back soon. And that's what makes me proud as being a SCUPA member. We did this all in 12 months, the membership here at Kutztown University. Now let's talk about the huge elephant in the room. SCUPA has been working with an expired contract. We have done our part for Kutztown University. We have all raised to the occasion of learning how to do things differently and doing things well. We have confidence in our state SCUPA bargaining team, who have kept our memberships informed throughout the past 2 years. We also want to know that it comes down, at the end of the day, my father always told me sometimes it all comes down to labor relations. I was kind of schooled at a young age. I spent my life in a steelworkers union hall. But anyway, he always told me sometimes it comes down to just doing the right thing. It doesn't matter he said, she said, administration, what bargaining unit. Sometimes it comes down to doing the right thing. What I'd like to invite our administration here and our leadership here at Kutztown University is share the message with PASHI and let them know that we're fierce here and that we've done our part and we persevere here at Kutztown University in the past year during these budget constraints. That also to share with them that not only SCUPA is working with an expired contract, but our brothers and sisters in AFSCA are also working with an expired contract. Also to let PASHI know that bargaining unit here have pitched in for the Kutztown community, and now it's time for us as Kutztown to raise our voice as an institution that we can no longer work with all these constraints and stress of expired contracts. It's time to move forward. It's critical for us to move forward. Not only are we competing with other universities, but we're also competing with an economy that's challenging. And what I'd like to see, and I'm also a student here, so shout out to my professors. But anyway, they're teaching me the big words. But anyway, I also value, in my hopes in a few years, I get to walk across the stage with amongst all our students graduating here from Kutztown University. We have branded ourselves. We have to have our students stay to say that they're going to finish their education here at Kutztown University, and it all comes from pride and commitment from everybody here on campus. I'm going to end with the words of a wise man, and actually I wasn't quite sure when I saw the picture of Mark if I was going to be bawling. I miss him dearly. In the Commonwealth, public education is at a defining time where there are organized effort by our elected leaders that are hurting public education and institutions. They are also active in dismantling the power of unions. The economic challenges we face in Pennsylvania is stimulated by policies that limit our ability to collect resources. In fact, Pennsylvania is not poor. We have resources and opportunities to raise money, but our elected leaders continue the economic crisis so they could drive down wages and create policies where the wealthy can profit. We not only have to be active as engaged stakeholders, but most of all, become advocates to the access of education. Those were the wise words of Mark Kornfield. Thank you, and good luck to the new year.
Thank you, Fran. We will now hear from Pam Seeker, who will be speaking on behalf of OPEIU. Pam?
Good morning. First of all, I'd like to express my appreciation to the President for allowing me the opportunity to speak briefly on the status of our union. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Pam Seeker. I'm the local rep for the Office of Professional Employees in Union, otherwise known as OPEIU. I'm also fortunate to have one of my colleagues in the back there, Charlene Bonascavage, is also here today, and I'd like to recognize her for serving as our Vice President. If you haven't already figured out from my attire, OPEIU represents the PASHI nurses. On a serious side, though, I'm pleased to say that on July 19th, the proposed 3-year contract was overwhelmingly ratified. Although we had no salary increases for the contractual term, the members of our bargaining committee, they were able to negotiate 2 step increments effective in July of 2013 and July of 2014, respectively, as well as 3 lump sums throughout the term of the contract. As others, both tuition reimbursement and sick leave were reduced, and we have a new annual leave accrual schedule for our new hires, which was established. I did have the opportunity to speak with the executive director of OPEIU, Michael Badinsky, between negotiations and ratification. He was part of the negotiating team, and he did express that it was the most difficult and challenging contractual negotiation that he had ever been a part of, due in part to the current and future PASHI budget. On a more positive note, OPEIU represents about 95 members throughout the PASHI system, And although we are the smallest represented union here at KU, I'm extremely pleased to say that as of July, we're the only union here at KU that has a 100% full share membership. Since fall of 2011, we've been engaged in monthly meet and discuss, fostering collaboration and communication between staff and management with a continual goal of trying to deliver the best possible health care to our students. We look forward to the new academic year and engaging in further opportunities of shared governance at this university. Thanks for your time and have a wonderful semester.
Thank you, Pam. We will now hear from Dr. Deryl Johnson, President of University Senate. Deryl?
Welcome. If I can get my, well, I guess we won't use the technology here this morning. Welcome. Thank you, President Cevallos. Langston Hughes, in his famous poem about staircases, said, "Well, son, I tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it, boards torn up, sometimes no carpet on the floor, bare. Sometimes we look out at our university right now and we don't see a crystal staircase. But it is still a staircase, a place for us to aspire to go to the next level. At the University Senate, we're here to help with access, retention, excellence, completion, inclusion, and providing the best that we can for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Through our committees, more than 30 task force and committees from strategic planning and resources to enrollment management, academic technology, grade appeals, through our committees and our Senate itself, we're here to help with the policies and procedures to make things fair, inclusive, and run maybe a little bit smoother. This year we will also look at all the committees and the Senate structure itself. It was basically designed 18 years ago, and it's time to see if we are meeting the needs of the university currently. Do we need to eliminate some committees? Do we need to add some committees, combine, move from task forces to committees or committees to task forces? We will be doing that throughout the year, and you will all be a part of that. How you can be a part of that are many different ways. One, you can come to our meetings, which are the first Thursday of every month in the Academic Forum at 4 o'clock, room 200. You can email me directly at senate@kutztown.edu, or you can go to our webpage, which if you go to the faculty and staff webpage, it's the last thing on the list, University Senate, or contact one of our officers. This year, Joanne Cohen-Hamilton and Susan Mengel were not allowed to run again because of term limits. Our new vice president and chair of Committee on Committees is Andy Arnold, and we'll be electing a secretary during our first meeting. At the end of his poem, Langston Hughes said, "So don't you fall now. Don't you sit down because you find it kind of hard. Keep reaching, keep turning corners, keep climbing. And together, we all can continue up the staircase of excellence, inclusion, and collegiality." Welcome and have a great year.
Thank you, Deryl. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to the screen behind me as we begin with this year's message titled, Choose Kutztown.
Choose KUTZTOWN University.
The Choose KUTZTOWN commercial is being aired on television stations and movie theaters throughout the region. Some of you probably have seen it in some movie theaters, to a much broader and wider audience than ever before, as we focus on having the best and brightest students choose a KUTZTOWN education. Despite the financial challenges we face, I am happy to report that we have taken steps in the right direction to continue to give our students an excellent return on investment. This is supported by a few very important accomplishments in the past year. The first one is the acceptance of our 2012 monitoring report by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education on June 28th. The acceptance of the report depended strongly on the development and implementation of the assessment processes for institutional effectiveness and general education, and the revision and publication of our strategic plan. I am happy to report we have made great strides in these areas. Regarding our strategic plan, you may recall last year at this very opening day when I stated that it is absolutely critical that we be able to articulate a clear and defensible vision of the role our university plays, that we have a strategic plan that is grounded in a realistic and rigorous assessment of our environment, our resources, and our opportunities, that the plan must be the roadmap to allocate our resources and fulfill our mission, that we must sort through the 39 initiatives listed under the 4 major goals, and we must put a smaller number of key projects and initiatives in priority. Moreover, for each of these to comply with the mandate of the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, we must supply specific details, metrics for assessment, and assign responsibility. Thanks to our strategic planning task force, co-chaired by Dr. Carol Wells and Dr. James Dell, I am thrilled to report that we now have a focused, attainable, and measurable strategic plan. Last week, I met with the Strategic Planning and Resources Committee, which has representation from all our governance bodies. I presented the actual strategic plan with specific actions by each division, roadmapping the initiatives we will implement to achieve the goals and desired outcomes as established in the strategic plan. This plan is a rolling plan that will allow us to continuously review methods to improve and grow as necessary. This will also allow us to meet the ever-changing demands of our constituents. As we move forward with our new initiatives, we are making an effort to educate the public about our direction. As you entered this morning, you have a copy of our strategic plan brochure. We're using this attractive yet simple brochure to share our vision and strategy with our constituents, both internally and externally, about our plans. You can view the entire strategic plan document at the website at the screen. So, what have we done to ensure that our current and prospective students choose KUTZTOWN? Let us review briefly by unit. Over the last year, the Division of Academic and Student Affairs, led by Dr. Carlos Vargas Aburto, increased online course offerings during winter term and summer sessions, increased our scholarship offering, including KU Promise and STEM, and began an out-of-state tuition plan, allowing us to be more cost competitive for the top students from neighboring states and beyond. We signed new transfer and articulation agreements. These include statewide program-to-program transfer articulation agreements with other four-year institutions and community colleges. We increased internships, externships, learning communities, community service opportunities, and capstone experiences, among other high-impact priorities. We provided quality academic support services, such as our tutoring center, supplemental instruction, the Academic Jeopardy program, advising for undeclared students, and the Student Support Services program. The campus infrastructure continues to be upgraded, including wireless upgrades, network switches, total wireless coverage in the Rohrbach library, the addition of a computer classroom in Di Francesco, and a computer lab in Beakey. And we upgraded and added classrooms in Beakey, Old Main, and Rickenbach. The KU Evidence Team for Equity Scorecard was formed to address equity gaps, in particular for minority students. The division highly qualified and dedicated faculty and staff produced 91 professional publications, 188 professional presentations, and 95 reports of service to the profession or the community. The division sponsored outstanding scholarly performances, speakers, concerts, and conferences, including Noam Chomsky, Onishi Yasuaki, and Marcus Suzak. In the 4 academic colleges, KU received approval from PASHI for a minor in art history. We also received formal recognition by the Council of Graduate Schools for Professional Science Master's Track in Computer Science. Enrollment of students in this program is underway. We requested approval for a Master's of Fine Arts degree in Communications Design, and the Chancellor's Office has approved our request, right? Yep. We received approval, and marketing began for the Master's with certification for pre-K 4 to 8 and 7-12. In addition, we submitted approval for a certification in special education for secondary education majors. We increased funding to undergraduate research thanks to the Carol and Ray Niag Undergraduate Research Fund. We reached out to the community by hosting math, science, technology open houses, expanding National Portfolio Day to New York City, and by hosting the Central Eastern Regional Science Olympiad. The College of Visual and Performing Arts even sent birthday cards to incoming freshmen. In the area of distance education, we hired an instructional technologist and provided one-stop shop support to faculty, staff, and students. The Registrar's Office developed a free electronic transcript service for students, which will be effective this fall, and will also finalize the degree audit phase of MyKU this semester. The office also worked with 14 academic departments to identify measures for the fall 2012 phase of a statewide community college program-to-program transfer articulation agreement. The Rohrbach Library became home to the Department of Academic Enrichment and University's Tutoring Center, while our faculty librarians continue to play an important role in advising undeclared freshmen. Our General Education Assessment Committee completed assessment of general education student learning goals such as oral and written communication, quantitative literacy, decision-making, and wellness. They have a wonderful year. Let's give the Division of Academic Affairs a round of applause. Let us move to the Division of Administrative and Financial, Administration and Finance, led by Jerry Silverman, Vice President. The division has several projects that benefit students and give them more reason to choose Kutztown. In the area of housing, residence life, and dining, Beck Hall has been updated, and Lehigh Hall is currently under renovation and expected to open by fall 2013. Schuylkill and Berks are also slated to be renovated over the next 3 years, providing upgraded building infrastructure, lighting, bathrooms, and finishes. In collaboration with our food vendor, Aramark, the market match planning process was completed, which identifies new food venues to assist with the growing need for eating locations, seating, and food selection. And that's something that you will be seeing in the next couple of years happening on campus. The Student Recreation Center will have new cardio equipment available this fall. 47 new pieces will replace what is already available, and 11 spinning bikes will be added to the facility. This will allow us to continue to have a state-of-the-art fitness center. We will also be adding CX Works, a class focusing on core strength development and spinning indoor cycling. In the McFarland Student Union, we added 2 pre-filtered prescription water bottle filling stations, saving our students time and money while protecting the environment. And of course, you have seen them in the library as well. And they're really popular with students and staff and people. That's just great. The water tastes really good too. The student union staff will provide enhanced telephone support for evening phone coverage in collaboration with University Relations and Telephone Services, resulting in high-quality customer service for our constituents. Additional multi-purpose space will be available for small group meetings, presentations, or trainings in the former TV lounge. And enhanced security cameras will be installed throughout the common areas of the building to better protect our university family. The Office of Human Resources developed a mobile e-time site where student workers can use their smartphones to add and sign their hours, change times, contact the supervisor, view their online pay statements, and more. Nearly 10% of our students use their smartphone to enter the time, This is an excellent example of how we are meeting the student needs where they are, not just sitting at a computer or on a wireless laptop or tablet, but via their smartphones. Our facilities department continues to take initiatives to enhance our campus infrastructure. The renovations to the data center in Stratton will help ensure internet accessibility through most every conceivable condition that in the past would have had the potential to bring it down, as at times, as you know, it did. As you probably have noticed, the renovations to the data center gave us the opportunity to enhance the rear entrance of Stratton. This renovation will help better welcome our visitors to our administration building. The start of the new electric substation that will hopefully be completed in 2013 should make our electrical power supply to campus much more dependable and consistent, with far less interruption due to Meret transformers down the line. KU will have its own dedicated generation power line with our own transformer with full backup capability. KUSSI, which works closely with the division, developed the price comparison shopping tool where students can compare the bookstore prices with online competitors by accessing the KU Student Bookstore website. This will further enhance our students' ability and ease to purchase the lowest cost course material options by reviewing and comparing multiple vendors. And the Dixon Marketplace now features a Rita's Italian ice shop. Our students expressed a desire to bring Rita's to campus, and KUSSI is excited about this new partnership. And I believe it's open today, right? The new Rita's, Jerry? Tomorrow or today? Well, very soon. The safety and security of our students, faculty, and staff is imperative, and our Department of Public Safety and Police Services does an excellent job leading the effort. Our campus police provide training to all campus constituents who meet the definition of a campus security authority under the Jean Cleary Disclosure of Campus Security Policy and Campus Crime Statistics Act regarding the reporting of campus crimes to the appropriate authorities. As the leader of this institution, I cannot emphasize enough the importance of this training. Given the recent situation at State College, I want to remind you all of the importance of reporting any crimes to our campus police. It is the duty of each and every one of us to ensure the safety and protection of our students, fellow employees, and campus visitors. I urge you to act if any of you encounter a situation that is inappropriate. Even if you are not entirely sure, it is always better to err on the side of safety. So let's give this division a round of applause for all that they have done as well. And I also like to especially mention that the facilities people this summer have had an incredible series of things. It has been probably the busiest summer that you have had in a long, long time. So thanks for everything that you do to make the campus look so good. Thanks. Our next unit is a division of advancement, marketing, and university relations led by John Green, Associate Vice President. The division continues to help define, redefine, and spread the word of KUTZTOWN University in a variety of ways. In the area of marketing, many of you in this room have seen the results of the image recognition research that was completed nearly a year ago. The results were dramatic. In our primary recruitment market of Berks, Lehigh, and Montgomery counties, we learned that less than half of the residents with children nearing college age did not name KU when asked to name 5 state colleges. Follow-up questions for the small set of respondents who named KU discovered that while they did mention KUTZTOWN University, they were unable to offer much more information regarding our academic programs or other campus highlights. The result of these findings is the image advertising campaign currently running within our primary market, as well as counties near the Harrisburg, York, Lebanon, and Lancaster areas. Television, cable television, outdoor and cinema advertising media are now being used to tell our story. The Choose KUTZTOWN television spot you just saw earlier is a major part of this campaign and was produced here at KU by Video Services. This advertising campaign will continue through the end of the year when we plan on going back into the field with additional awareness research. With the addition of Jennifer Wiesenberger, our new university marketing director, we have also increased the quantity and quality of other marketing campaigns that include programs for summer sessions, transfer students, Master of Social Work, Professional Science Masters, Masters in Education, the Entrepreneurial Leadership Center, and new view books for international students and graduate programs, to name a few. In the area of university relations, the website is nearly completed. Launching the newly redesigned and technically enhanced KUTZTOWN.edu last spring has given the university a new look to the users of the internet. Designed to be the window to the university through which prospective students first view us, the new website has a much more user-friendly navigation and is specifically designed for the new student prospects experience. KU official social media has taken on a life of its own. Whether it is Twitter, YouTube, Flickr, LinkedIn, or Facebook, numbers of followers continue to rise. KU Facebook now has nearly 14,000 likes. Something else you will notice on our new website is an increased use of video to help tell our story. These video clips are produced by using our video services department, graduate assistants, and student workers. For residents of Lehigh County, our cable television signal that has been available in Berks County via Service Electric Cablevision is now available on the Lehigh Valley system. This has given us the ability to reach more than 100,000 households on a 24/7 basis. All of these efforts are intended to increase our promotional footprint and encourage more students to choose KU. University Relations has also made substantial improvements in internal communications through the brief and presidential communications and with our alumni, parents, and VIPs through the Tower magazine. Increases in the number and quality of media placement has extended KU's image throughout the region and the Commonwealth. In the Department of Intercollegiate Athletics, KU Golden Bear athletic teams are making their mark on the playing venues as well as in the classroom. Our football team, as all of you know, won the PSAC title for the first time in the program's 96-year history, while softball made its way to the NCAA finals in Louisville, Kentucky. We also had outstanding individual and team accomplishments from several other sports, including a division title for men's basketball, a return to the NCAA playoffs for women's soccer and baseball, an appearance at the national championships for members of the wrestling, women's swimming, and men's outdoor track and field teams. And 2 of our female student athletes were named NCAA Division II National Player of the Year. Our student athletes have continued to make improvements in the classroom to the point that, as a group, they now have a higher GPA than the rest of the student body and have a graduation rate that is nearly 20 points higher than the overall student body. That's quite amazing, right? 107 student athletes achieved the Dean's List last fall, and 99 made the list in the spring. The number 1 goal of the athletics department's newly written strategic plan is to recruit, enroll, retain, and graduate the finest student athletes in the region. Winning in the classroom and on the playing venues, Golden Bear Athletics continue to draw attention to KU as a campus of choice. Another department in the division, Sports Medicine, has initiated a new academic internship program this year through a partnership with East Stroudsburg University. ESU will be sending a number of seniors from its athletic training education program to work with our trainers. This program will give these students valuable clinical experience that cannot be obtained anywhere else. Other outreach efforts in the advancement include the Pennsylvania German Cultural Heritage Center and KU Presents, which continues to give our students, our staff, and our community reason to be drawn to our campus for a wide variety of educational and entertainment opportunities. While Schaefer Auditorium undergoes its renovation, and it's fun to watch it building up every day that you walk by, you see new pieces coming up. KU Presents has continued to bring cultural entertainment to the campus. Ursa Minor Cafe was opened last fall to offer a new venue. While the cafe series is held in a much smaller space, namely here, the environment has been created to enhance the experience for live entertainment. Last season closed out with a series of sold-out performances from nationally known acts like Wycliffe Gordon and Shemika Copeland. You might want to get your tickets early for this season, as it looks to be more exciting. The Heritage Center created its own unique style of excitement by launching a lecture series that engaged students, faculty, the public, and the all-ordered Mennonite community. Partnering with the Rohrbach Library, a 3-event series played to overflow attendance. More of this type of programming is in the works for the coming year. One of the responsibilities of conference services is to solicit, coordinate, and sometimes manage the hundreds of camps that utilize our campus throughout the academic year, and especially during the summer. More than 15,000 individuals annually will experience our campus for the first time by attending a camp here, from soccer to band, from science to baseball, and from scouting to art. These campers will take home an image of what it might be like to attend KU as a college student. This year, with many preferred camp facilities offline due to much needed repairs, the staff of conference services had to get creative, finding alternative sites and working especially hard to control costs. Moving forward, the Division of Advancement, Marketing, and University Relations will continue to shepherd the cause to convince prospective students to choose KUTZTOWN. So let's give the division a round of applause as well. Now, let's switch to the Division of Equity and Compliance under the direction of Jesus Peña, Esquire, Associate Vice President for Equity and Compliance. Jesus' unit consists of the Office of Social Equity and the Disability Services Office. During last year, the Office of Social Equity monitored more than 170 faculty and management searches. From assisting with recruitment strategies to reviewing rubrics and interview questions to certifying candidates to be interviewed, the Office of Social Equity works side by side with our search committees to hire the best qualified and diverse faculty and staff in furtherance of our university's mission to provide a high-quality education. By continuing to recruit the best faculty and staff, prospective students will choose KUTZTOWN. The Office of Social Equity updated our university's sexual harassment, anti-discrimination, and anti-harassment policies, as well as policies within the areas of academic and student affairs, to ensure we're providing an appropriate learning and working environment in compliance with our laws, regulations, and university policies. More specifically, the Office of Social Equity staff collaborated with the Assistant Dean of Students in updating policies and procedures relative to student-on-student complaints covered under Title IX. In relation to this topic, I want to comment briefly on some of the challenges our campus has faced this year regarding tolerance and freedom of speech. As you may know, I have repeatedly stated that the only diversity statement we need is very simple. At KUTZTOWN University, we respect every single person. I am personally committed to building a truly open and respectful environment for all. At the same time, we must recognize the rights we all have under the First Amendment. We cannot deprive a person to his right to exercise their free speech. Democracy works precisely because it is based on dissent, on totally opposite points of view, on diametrically opposed attitudes and ideas. It is a very messy system, but the brilliancy of the Founding Fathers was precisely to recognize that only through dissent and disagreement we prevent tyranny. As educators, we can make a huge difference as we remain or become engaged in making our campus and our nation a place where we respect all. Picking where I left off with the Division of Social Equity, the Disability Services Office currently serves 530 students, with 230 students more in the process of requesting accommodations. These services assist and support our students with disabilities to succeed in all facets of university life, as well as serving and supporting our faculty and staff with disabilities in their professional endeavors. When a student with a disability is required to take an exam and needs certain accommodations, if faculty are unable to provide the necessary accommodations due to logistical reasons, students are able to arrange to take the exam with reasonable accommodations at the testing center located in 205 Stratton Administration Building. This past year, the Disability Services Office provided testing accommodations for 1,805 exams. The KU American with Disabilities Act Task Force has endeavored to make KUTZTOWN University a veteran-friendly campus. As wounded warriors return to college, Common impairments are hearing and vision loss, post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, depression, and orthopedic injuries. In conjunction with the Americans with Disabilities Act Task Force, we have developed a recruitment pamphlet and website especially for veterans, actively recruited veterans through an admissions veterans liaison, revitalized the KU Military Club, promoted the availability of scholarships, included information for veterans at Connections, and partnered with a number of community organizations which serves veterans. Let's give the division a round for their efforts as well. And last but not least, let's take a look at the KUTZTOWN University Foundation, led by Jason Ketter, Executive Director. The foundation is currently conducting Setting the Stage, the campaign for KUTZTOWN University. Thus far, $11 million in cash and pledges has been raised toward the campaign's $15 million goal. The highest priority of the campaign is the Schaefer renovation project. The campaign runs until June 2014, and we will move into the public phase of the campaign this fall at the Donor Appreciation Dinner in October. Last year, the foundation provided about $1.8 million in support to the university, with $627,000 coming in the form of scholarship support, upon which many of our students depend. The Foundation and Alumni Engagement Office has instituted college-based development with the initial introduction of a major gift officer for the College of Visual and Performing Arts, and there are plans to add major gift officers for the other 3 colleges and athletics. Philanthropy will play an even more important role as we strive to provide our students with the highest quality education at an affordable price. And although we have a capable and professional team in the KUTZTOWN University Foundation and Alumni Engagement Office, philanthropy is very much a team sport, and we all play a role in making our campus a welcoming place for visiting alumni and potential donors. Finally, the success of our students is perhaps the one single greatest impact on potential philanthropy, as that is why people invest in KUTZTOWN University. Outreach to alumni last year was very robust with the launch of the Alumni Networking Series, events held off campus to help alumni network and provide the university opportunities to engage our alumni. For the coming year, in addition to Alumni Networking Series events scheduled for Reading, the Lehigh Valley, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., California, Arizona, and Florida, there are a series of tailgates planned for home football games, affinity reunions for homecoming, and receptions surrounding events like KU Presents performances. These events are used to connect alumni with KUTZTOWN with the purpose of re-engaging them to serve as mentors to today's students, use their spheres of influence to help advance KUTZTOWN, return to campus as guests, lecturers, or panelists, or to take advantage of the various affinity programs that KU and Alumni Engagement offer. The KUTZTOWN University Foundation and Alumni Engagement Office is enhancing the current level of outreach to our alumni by offering a monthly e-newsletter to complement our magazine called the Maroon and Gold Monthly. This is in addition to all the social media sites that the unit actively uses to engage our alumni. Finally, to stay current on the events, progress of the campaign, affinity programs, and the like executed by the KUTZTOWN University Foundation and Alumni Engagement Office, please visit their website. We are confident that the more our alumni and friends learn about all the wonderful things taking place on the campus, they will become more involved and help advance the mission of this great institution. So let's give the foundation also a round of applause. I want to remind you that each and every one of us plays a key role in ensuring our students not only choose to attend KUTZTOWN University, but in their decision to return every semester and graduate from KUTZTOWN. From the groundkeepers that ensure our campus looks as beautiful as it does, to the secretaries and operators that answer the phone calls, to the professor in the classroom, and the advisor behind the computer, each and every one of us contributes to the enrollment, retention, and graduation of our students. And I commend you all for your efforts. And now let's turn our attention to the annual presentation of the Arthur and Isabel Wiesenberger Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching. This award is a tradition of our opening day festivities as we acknowledge the accomplishments of one of our outstanding faculty members. Before we present this year's honor, I would first like to acknowledge the previous faculty awards recipients. Some of them are here today, and I will ask you to please stand when I call your name, and please hold up all your applause until all the names have been read. Professor Patrick Doty, Biology, retired. Professor Jack Schellenberger, Physical Science, retired. Professor John Landis, Communication Design, retired. Professor Ed Evans, Math CIS, retired. Professor Alida McKinley, History, retired. Professor James Ogden, Marketing. Professor David Peterson, Audiovisual Communications, retired. Professor John Loomis, Physical Sciences, retired. Professor Kathleen Dolgos, Secondary Education. Professor Tom Shantz, Art Education and Crafts, retired. Professor Arifin Dineshar, Economics. Professor Robert Ziegenfuss, Geography. Professor Michael Gabriel, History. Professor Elaine Reed, English. Professor Dave Wagaman, Accounting and Finance. Professor Willis Rapp, Music. Professor Alan Back, Philosophy. Professor Evan Sommer, Fine Arts. Thank you all again for all that you have done for KU. I would like to ask the Director of Alumni Engagement, Alex Ojika, to join me at this time to present the 2012 Wiesenberger Award. The recipient of the 2012 Arthur and Isabel Wiesenberger Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching is Tom Grant, Associate Professor of Professional Studies. Professor Grant, come on up. In closing, I want to share a quick story with you. Some of you may be familiar with it from one of the most popular personal success books in recent years, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, who passed away last month. In the section called The Two Sides of Success, Covey refers to Aesop's fable, The Goose and the Golden Egg. We all know the story. The fable, as all of you know, is the story of a poor farmer who visits the nest of his goose one day and finds a glittering golden egg at her side. Though he suspects it to be a trick, he decides to take it home, where he learns to his delight that the egg actually is pure gold. Every morning thereafter, the farmer gathers one golden egg from the nest of the goose and soon becomes fabulously wealthy. As he grows rich, however, he also grows greedy and impatient with the output of the goose. Finally, in an attempt to get all the gold in the goose at once, he kills the goose and opens it only to find nothing. Covey goes on to say, the moral of this tale has a modern ring to it. Like the foolish farmer, we often emphasize short-term results, the golden eggs, at the expense of long-term prosperity, the goose. Indeed, it seems we're often more concerned with doing things right, with efficiency, than with doing the right things, effectiveness. In his attempt to be efficient, the farmer became grossly ineffective. He destroyed his capacity to produce the desired results. This morning, my challenge to all of us is to do the right thing. During this time of continued economic uncertainty for higher education, we must focus on adapting with the changing times. on meeting the long-term educational needs of our region and beyond, and must constantly evaluate our progress and direction to ensure our continued commitment to prepare our students to meet lifelong challenges. It is imperative for us to always keep in mind that we receive only about 25% of our budget from the Commonwealth. Our students provide 75% of our funding to their tuition and fees. Our salaries are paid by 75% by our students. Every time we lose a student, it impacts our budget. We probably this year are experiencing an unexpected drop in students' retention coming back. I will be writing to all of you with numbers and data and specifics when we have it, but certainly we have to put retention of students as a top priority for us this year. Our students are crucial to us. We really have to pay attention to them, and we have to work really hard to make sure that we continue to provide the best education and the best service in all areas for our students. So, with all this as a background, I strongly encourage you to please take some time to review the strategic plan, our goals, if you will, and ask yourself, how can you help? How can you make a difference? There is no doubt it will take the commitment of all of us to ensure the long-term success of our institution and the recruitment, retention, and graduation of our students. As always, I am grateful for everything you do. I am confident that together we will continue to make our university the higher education of choice for our region and beyond. So thank you for your attention this morning, and best wishes for a fantastic, fantastic year.